No team in the NHL feels quite like the Edmonton Oilers. One night, they look like they're ready to steamroll the entire league. The next, they're unraveling in real time on national TV. But here's what makes them must watch. Even through the chaos, they win. They stay alive. They stay dangerous. And whether they lift the Stanley Cup or crash out in stunning fashion, they're writing one of the most dramatic stories in hockey today. But the question lingers. Is this a team destined to break through or destined to break down? Let's start at the top. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl aren't just stars, they're playoff machines. McDavid has 133 points in 83 playoff games. Draisaitl, 123 in the same number. That puts them alongside names like Gretzky and Lemieux. It's not just hype, it's historic. These two don't just lead the offense, they are the offense. They dominate every shift. They create goals out of thin air. They're the type of players teams design entire game plans around and still can't stop. But even with that level of greatness, there's only so much two men can do. To go the distance, you need more than firepower up top. You need depth, you need timely contributions, and lately, the Oilers' supporting cast is starting to deliver. Zach Hyman brings hustle, grit, and finishing touch. Even after a quieter regular season, he's finding his playoff stride. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins might fly under the radar, but his two-way game, especially on special teams, is crucial. Then there's Evander Kane. When healthy and focused, he's a nightmare matchup in the playoffs. He brings the physical edge this team desperately needs. But the real revelation? Evan Bouchard. He's racked up over 50 playoff assists in just 60 games. That's Bobby Orr territory. His poise on the power play, combined with his offensive instincts, makes the Oilers lethal with the man advantage. When that trio, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard, click, there's no better unit in the league. But if you're thinking, okay, this sounds like a juggernaut, here's where things get complicated. The Oilers play like a team of extremes. They win games 6-4, 7-5, 8-6, but then they lose 6-2 or worse. It's not just the scores, it's how they happen. Momentum swings violently. One moment, it's highlight reels. The next, defensive collapses that leave you speechless. Take Game 3 against Vegas. Riley Smith scores a buzzer beater that never should have happened. The Oilers just stopped playing. Or in round 1, Byfield and Kempe waltzed through the defense like it was a scrimmage. No urgency, no positioning, no response. And that brings us to the elephant in the room. Stuart Skinner has had a rough postseason. There's no sugarcoating it. His goals saved above expected. A jaw-dropping minus 2.3 per 60 minutes. That means every single game, he's letting in 2 more goals than he should. The next worst? Connor Hellebuyck at minus 0.99. That's not a gap, it's a canyon. In Game 1 against the Kings, Skinner was shaky. In Game 2, he got pulled. Then backup Calvin Pickard came in and sparked a 6-game win streak. But after Pickard's injury, Skinner returned, and the floodgates opened again. Watch that Riley Smith goal at the horn. Skinner is so far out of position, he's not even in the frame. Confidence? Gone. Positioning? Questionable. Composure? Nowhere to be found. And yet, it's not all on him. The blue line has issues. Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard are a high-risk, high-reward pairing. Yes, they create offense, but defensively, they're walking on a tightrope. Nurse has a minus 5.5 expected goal differential at even strength. When he's on the ice, the puck lives in their zone. Bouchard is 3rd in playoff giveaways. He's a weapon, but also a liability. Oddly, when paired together, their expected goals for is elite, but their goals against keep piling up. They can dominate one shift and collapse the next. It's that inconsistency, that split personality that defines this entire team, and it's not sustainable when the stakes rise. Here's the twist. Despite the shaky goaltending, despite the defensive lapses, the Oilers are still outscoring their problems. They have the best expected goal differential in the playoffs. They've scored more than almost anyone. When they're rolling, they steamroll. When the offense clicks, it's beautiful chaos, the kind you can't look away from. And even after all the breakdowns, they're still standing. That's what makes them so dangerous. That's also what makes them so frustrating. This team was 1 goal away from the Stanley Cup last year. 1 bounce, 1 save, that's it. And here they are again, in the mix, still lethal, still flawed. The cup window is open, wide. But windows don't stay open forever. If they want to break through, something has to change. Not everything, not a rebuild, just the details, cleaner exits, smarter shifts, and goaltending that doesn't collapse under pressure. Because with even average structure, the Edmonton Oilers are terrifying. Connor McDavid is in his prime. Leon Draisaitl might be the most complete forward in the world. But greatness has a deadline. The Oilers don't need to be perfect. They just need to be consistent, because if they can string together a full 60 minutes, not spectacular, just solid, they have the firepower to win it all. The question is, can they find that consistency before time runs out? Because right now, they're skating on a razor's edge. One wrong step and it's over. But one clean game, and they might just lift the cup.